Hello everyone, this is Dr. Ravi Chopra, pulmonologist at San Juan Regional Medical Center. I'm here to speak in brief about COVID-19. Most people who get sick with COVID-19 will develop mild to moderate respiratory symptoms. However, people who are more susceptible to infection may develop more severe disease. The most common symptoms include fever, tiredness, dry cough, and difficulty breathing. Some patients may also have aches and pains, runny nose, nasal congestion, sore throat, or diarrhea. The symptoms are very similar to the seasonal flu virus. Symptoms have appeared anywhere from 2 to 14 days, or sometimes even longer, up to 3 weeks after contact with the virus. Unlike the flu, there is no vaccine to protect against COVID-19 and no medications yet approved to treat it. Those who live with lung diseases like COPD, asthma, pulmonary fibrosis, and lung cancer, while not more likely to get the COVID-19 virus, they are at greater risk of serious illness if infected. It is important for these groups to take special precautions to reduce the risk of infection. There are a number of ways to reduce your risk of infection and prevent further spread. Practice social distancing and sheltering. Stay inside as much as possible. Wash your hands often with soap and water for at least 20 seconds, several times a day. Do not share household items such as hand towels and dishes. Use alcohol-based hand sanitizer, which kills viruses that may be on your hands. Avoid touching your mouth, eyes, or nose with unwashed hands. Routinely clean surfaces in your home. Wipes work great, and avoid directly touching surfaces that may contain germs. This includes your telephone, the TV remote control, gym equipment, and the steering wheel of your car. Make sure the sick person rests at home and drinks lots of fluids to stay hydrated. Do not share a bedroom with sick person. By itself, a bed is a surface where a sick person can spread the coronavirus with just a sneeze or a cough. If possible, have the sick person use their own designated bathroom so no one else in the house is exposed to contaminated surfaces such as faucets, sink counters, toilets, and doorknobs. As with any lung illness, smoking increases the risk of negative health effects among those infected with COVID-19. People who smoke are at no greater risk of becoming infected with COVID-19 than others. However, they are more likely to experience serious complications if they become infected. Preliminary research suggests that smokers with COVID-19 are nearly 1.5 times more likely to have severe symptoms and 2.5 times more likely to be admitted to the ICU, the need for mechanical ventilation, or die compared to non-smokers. One of the most important things people with asthma or COPD can do to protect themselves, aside from social distancing, is to ensure their asthma or COPD is well managed. Keep taking inhalers as prescribed. Carry rescue inhaler to use as needed. Know your asthma triggers and avoid them. If you are on home oxygen, check with your oxygen supplier to ensure that your routine oxygen needs will be met. If home health nurses or aides come to assist you with household tasks, ask what steps they are taking to ensure prevention practices are in place. If possible, ask someone to bring items to your home so you do not have to travel outside. If you must go out, keep at least 6-foot distance from others and wash your hands often. Severe COVID-19 can cause ARDS. ARDS is acute respiratory distress syndrome. ARDS is a lung condition that appears after an injury that impairs lungs' ability to take up oxygen. COVID-19 damages the wall and lining of the air sacs and capillaries of the lungs. This damage causes fluid and tissue buildup, and as a result, the walls of the air sacs become much more thicker than normal. In response to the infection, the body sends out cells to fight the virus, which causes an inflammatory reaction. This reaction can cause additional fluid and tissue buildup along the walls of the air sacs. As the walls become thicker, it is much harder for oxygen to pass through to the rest of the body, and attributes to the shortness of the breath people which they experience. ARDS is diagnosed based on medical history, physical exam, diagnostic tests like chest X-ray or CT scan, or other blood oxygen level tests. The treatment goals for ARDS are to raise oxygen levels and treat any underlying causes to prevent complications. Breathing support in the form of oxygen therapy helps raise the oxygen levels in the blood. This can be provided through non-invasive ventilation or with the help of a ventilator. Physicians may also recommend medications to aid in ARDS treatment. Medications depend on the person and their unique medical history, but could include acid-reducing medications, antibiotics, or muscle relaxants. Other forms of treatments can include blood transfusions for low hemoglobin levels, fluid management, nutritional support, or even physical therapy.